Yesterday we have discussed regarding this lesson, that is mode of nutrition and the photosynthesis process. In that we have learned that how does the photosynthesis process it will be occurs, and also we have seen a video that the photosynthesis process it will be occurs during the sunlight in presence of chlorophyll pigment by using the carbon dioxide, water. The food it is prepared in a. We also see that the chlorophyll pigment it is present in a chloroplast. Here chloroplast is nothing but it is one of the cell organelle. In higher classes you can learn regarding the. Here there are types of cell. We have classified the cells into different categories. That is plant cell and animal cell. In the plant cell chloroplast it is present. So it is one of the organelle. In that chloroplast organelle the chlorophyll pigment it is present. In the photosynthesis process, by using the chlorophyll pigment, the food it is prepared. You might have seen the structure of the chloroplast in that video. Yes, now let us discuss next concept in this lesson. See, before going to start our concept, as we know that food it is prepared in a leaf. The presence of starch in the leaf it will be indicate the presence of food. Here photosynthesis process it will be takes place. Starch we are also calling as a carbohydrate. Means starch it is one of the carbohydrate. The presence of starch in the leaf it will be indicates the presence of the photosynthesis process or occurrence of the photosynthesis process. Then how can you test the presence of starch in leaf? Dear children, as you learned the presence of starch in leaf, you have learned in 6th standard. Once again we will recall the activity. Now let's begin with the activity. Here to test the presence of starch in the leaf, we need two potted plants. Here I named it as a plant 1 and another one as a plant 2. Here keep the plant 1 in a dark room. Keep the plant 1 in a dark room for 72 hours. Next, plant 2, you keep it in a sunlight. After that, you take the leaves from these two plants. Test with the iodine solution. So when you test with the iodine solution, here if the leaf color if it turns into blue-black color, then it will be indicate the presence of starch. Here, when you have taken the two leaves from the two plants, the plant which is kept in the sunlight, it will shows the presence of starch. Here the leaf it will be turns into blue-black color. It will be indicate that starch it is present in the plant 2. And in a plant 1, it cannot be turned into blue-black color. What does it indicate? Means here starch it is not produced. Starch it is not formed. It will indicate the photosynthesis process it is not takes place in a plant 1. Now place the plant 1 for the sunlight for 3-4 days. Later again you have to test by using the iodine solution. After that here the plant 1 also, the leaf of the plant 1 also it will be turns into blue-black color. See what we have learned from this activity. It's very simple. For photosynthesis process, sunlight it is very essential. As I said that the leaf it is preparing the food because it is having a chlorophyll pigment. You have seen that other than the leaf, the other parts of the plant like the stem, branches, they are also in green color. And the chlorophyll pigment is present in that also. Does the photosynthesis process it will be takes place in those also? Yes, of course. Here photosynthesis process it will be takes place in a green stem and the green branches also. For example, you might have seen the desert plant. Look at this picture. This picture you might have seen the scale or spiny-like leaves which helpful for the reduction of the water by the transpiration process. Means through this leaves water it will be come out. So this process we are calling as the transpiration. Means in that type of plants in a green stem the photosynthesis process it will be takes place. Yes, dear children, here in desert plants which are having the green stem, a spiny-like leaves, in those also the photosynthesis process it will be takes place. Means leaves with the other part of the plants also photosynthesis process it will be occurs. After here we have learned that photosynthesis process it will be occurs in leaves, stem part and green branches because they are having a green color pigment. Then we these colors of the leaf also? Yes, of course. Here the red color pigment or brown color pigment or yellow color pigment, it will be mask the chlorophyll pigment. In these leaves also chlorophyll pigment it is present, but the red color or the brown color and yellow color, it will be completely cover the chlorophyll pigment, so that we cannot visible the chlorophyll pigment. But inside this leaves chlorophyll pigment it is present. The color it will be completely mask the leaf, so that we cannot see a green color. But in these type of leaves also photosynthesis process it will be takes place. Children, you might have seen the slimy patches or green patches on the wall or on the ponds or on the stagnant water bodies. See, what does the green patches, what we are calling? So those green patches will be grown by certain organisms. What we are calling those organisms? Those organisms we are calling as the algae. Algae means these are the organisms, they will be grown on the moisture wall or stagnant water. These organisms are also green in color. So they are also having the chlorophyll pigment. Then if they are having the chlorophyll pigment means, of course, they are also preparing their own food. Yeah, algae also they are preparing their own food. Yes, dear children, we have learned the photosynthesis process. It will be takes place in the various colors of the leaf also. Now let us discuss. Now let us start the today's topic, that is synthesis of food other than the carbohydrates. As we learned in last class, that is the photosynthesis process by using the carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight. Chlorophyll it will be captured the sunlight, then the food it is prepared. Here glucose is nothing but it is one of the unit of the carbohydrates, and the oxygen gas it is produced. Food it should be having the all the nutrients. Means these all nutrients it should be present in the food. Here we have obtained only carbohydrate, right? Here we have obtained only carbohydrate. Then what about the proteins, vitamins? Here carbohydrates and fats we are calling as the energy giving food, and the proteins we are calling as the body building food. Here these are the components of the food. Here food it is having the nutrients, that is carbohydrate, proteins, fats, vitamins and the minerals. And yesterday we have learned the photosynthesis process. In that carbohydrates it is formed. What about the proteins, vitamins and minerals? Now let us discuss in this concept. Okay, here in this reaction carbohydrate it is formed. Then what does the carbohydrates they are made up of? Carbohydrates they are made up of the elements carbon. C is nothing but carbon, H is nothing but hydrogen, and O is nothing but oxygen. Means carbohydrates and fats they are made up of the elements carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Then what about the proteins? What they are made up of? Yeah, proteins they are made up of the elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and with that nitrogen also it is made up of. Dear children, you may ask me that, yeah, carbohydrate it is formed. Then what about the proteins? How does the proteins it is formed during the photosynthesis process? Now let us discuss. Here carbohydrates they are made up of the carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Here it is already formed. Then what about the proteins? Here we need nitrogen. Here if we want to get a component protein is nitrogen we need. Here nitrogen, where we are getting the nitrogen? To the plant. From where does the nitrogen it will be supplied to the plant? So if the nitrogen gas it is supplied to the plant, then only we are obtaining the food as a proteins. Then to prepare the proteins, from where does the nitrogen it will be enters into the plant? How does it will be enters? As you know that nitrogen it is present abundant in the atmosphere, and also you know that in a 6th standard composition of air. Air what does it made up of? Here air it is containing the 78% of the nitrogen gas. As you know, air it is containing the 78% of the nitrogen gas and 21% of the oxygen gas. Remaining percentage it may be containing the carbon dioxide and inert gases. Just you think that 78% of the nitrogen it is present in the atmosphere. Then plants they can easily use the nitrogen present in the atmosphere. But actually the plants they are not using the nitrogen gas which is present in a gaseous form in the atmosphere. Then how does the nitrogen gas it will be enters into the plant? Plants they are temperature. Here soil it is having the certain important bacteria. Those bacteria it will be convert the nitrogen, gaseous nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere into usable form. Soil it will be absorbs the nitrogen from the atmosphere. After absorption, what is the major function of the soil here? Soil has certain bacteria, that is rhizobia bacteria we can call. You can learn in the next concept. Soil it is having the certain important bacteria. Those bacteria it will be absorbs the nitrogen from the atmosphere. After absorbing, it will be convert gaseous nitrogen into usable form. After converting into usable form, as we know, roots they will be absorbing water. With the water, this nitrogen gas it will be enters into the plant. Like this, when the nitrogen it will be enters into the plant, then food it is prepared. Which food? That is protein rich food it is formed. That you might have seen that the farmers they are also adding the fertilizers into the soil. So when the farmers they are adding the fertilizers into the soil, that fertilizers also they are containing the nitrogen element. That nitrogen element when they are adding to the soil, here the roots they will be absorbing element nitrogen. Later it will be supplied to the plant. Then the plants they are able to prepare a food which is rich in protein. For example, you can say that NPK. Dear children, you might have heard that is fertilizer name. NPK is nothing but nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. That fertilizers it is made up of the elements nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So when they are applying to the soil, immediately the roots they will be absorbing water and minerals along with these elements. Immediately it will be supplied to the plant. In this manner, the food it is prepared other than the carbohydrate. Dear children, now let us discuss regarding the other mode of nutrition. Here, certain plants which are not having the chlorophyll pigment, then they are not preparing their own food. Then how does the plants they are obtaining food? As like the human beings and animals. See, we are also not having the chlorophyll pigment. Then how we are surviving? We are obtaining the food from the plants. So that we are referred as the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Like that, like human beings and animals, here also certain plants they are present. Those plants also they are not having the chlorophyll pigment. Suppose if they are not having the chlorophyll pigment, means they also depend upon the plants. Means those also get food from the plants only. Then how they will be survived? Now let us discuss here. That mode of nutrition we are calling as the parasitic mode of nutrition, which is the plant which belongs to the parasitic mode of nutrition. Look at the picture. This is the picture of the amarbel or cuscuta. Dear children, this is one of the parasitic plant. In this picture, a yellow wiry branched structure which spinning around the plant. This picture you might have seen that a yellow wiry branch structure which is spinning around the plant. That yellow branch structure we are calling is the cuscuta or also we are calling is the amarbel. Here it is one of the parasitic plant. How does this it is obtaining the food? Here it is not having the chlorophyll pigment. Means it will be dependent upon the other plant. You might have seen in that picture. Here this cuscuta it will be spinning around the other plant. So on which it is climbing, from that plant it is getting the nutrition, or from that plant it is obtaining the food. Here parasitic, the name itself indicates that parasite is nothing but the organisms which can present inside the body of the other animal, or they can live on the surface of the body of the animal. For example, you might have seen that certain worms they are present in our stomach. Those we are calling as the intestinal worms. Means how does the intestinal worms they are getting the food? What we are eating the food, that food they will be take to survive. Means they are obtaining the food from us only. They are living inside. But here in this picture, cuscuta it is living upon the other plant. So here parasitic nutrition is nothing but parasites is nothing but the organism which can live inside the body Example, mosquito, bedbug, lice, leeches. Mosquito, it will be sit on the surface of our body. Later it is sucking the blood. It is obtaining the food from us. That is also one of the parasite. And lice, they are present in our head, right? They are present in our hair. So those lice also they are obtaining the nutrition from our head or from our hairs. So those are also parasites. Here parasites is nothing but the organisms which can present inside the body or they can live on the surface of the body on which they are living. From there they are getting the food or nutrition. So this type of nutrition we are calling as the parasitic nutrition. Here, dear children, suppose just imagine here I am a plant. Around me a yellow wiry branch structure it is spinning around. Here I am considered as a host here. Host is nothing but, let's suppose if you consider this is a plant, upon that plant a yellow wire branch structure it is spinning. Here this is the Cuscuta. This is the Cuscuta plant on which it is climbing. This plant we are considering as the host. For example, as I said before, certain intestinal worms they are present inside our stomach, right? I am considering as the host. From the host, they are obtaining the nutrients. Yes, dear children, now let us discuss the insectivorous plant. Here, there are many insectivorous plants, but they are referred only for you. That is about the picture plant. Look at this picture. These are the few examples for the insectivorous plants. Yes, dear children, you have seen the insectivorous plants. You might have seen the plants, you might have known about the plants. Some plants they are preparing their own food and some of the plants they are not having the chlorophyll pigment. Means they are dependent upon the other plant. Like that there are some of the plants which are obtaining food by eating insects. So those we are referring as the insectivorous plants. Means these are the plants which eat the insects. By eating the insects, they are obtaining the food. Now let us discuss regarding the insectivorous plants. Here they have given only about the picture plant for you. This is the structure of the picture plant. Here the leaf it is modified into picture plant. Here the apex of the leaves it is converted into lid. Like jet-like structure it is present. Here the apex of the leaf it is converted into lid. Then how does the insectivorous plants they are eating the insects? It is very simple. Suppose if any insect it will be enters. If any insect if it is enters into the leaf, immediately the lid it will be closed. So when the lid it is closed, here what it will be happens? Here inside the leaf, here they are having a hair-like structures. Picture plants they are having a hair-like structure. So when the insects it will be enters, immediately the hair-like structure it will be captured. It will be absorbs all the nutrients present in the insects. The lid it will be open only when the insect it is died. After when the insect it will be died, then the lid it will be opens. Again if any insect it will be enters, immediately the lid it will be closed. After the leaf inside, here the hair-like structure they will be absorbs the nutrients present in that insects. Like in this manner, this insectivorous plants they are obtaining the food. So these type of plants we are calling as the insectivorous plants. Means insectivorous plants they are getting the nutrition or they are getting the food by eating the insects. As we have seen the certain example for the insectivorous plants. When the insects enter into the plants, immediately they will be absorb all the nutrients present in the insects. So in this manner, insectivorous plants they will be survived. Dear children, here I have doubt. As we have seen in this picture, insectivorous plants they are green in color, right? If they are green in color means they are also having the chlorophyll pigment. If they are having the chlorophyll pigment, they can prepare food. But why they are eating the insect? They can prepare food, right? If the chlorophyll it is very essential for the preparation of food means they can easily prepare the food. And why they are eating the insects? I don't know. Why does the find this answer during the interaction class. We will discuss regarding the why does the pitcher plant it cannot prepare the oat food. Why it will be eating the insects? This is the question. I don't know what is the answer. We will discuss this question in the interaction class. We will meet later. We will discuss regarding this matter. Yes, dear children, by learning all these points, we will wind up the today session. Here, before going to wind up, we have recall once what we have learned. We have learned regarding the food other than the synthesis of food, other than the carbohydrates, and also we have learned the other mode of nutrition. In other mode of nutrition, we have learned parasitic nutrition and some of the insectivorous plants. In tomorrow session, we will meet the what are